welcome to part 2 of my continued conversation on veganism with Vinita Contractor, our lifestyle coach and holistic nutritionist. Vinita, in the last episode we spoke about the myths that we debunked on veganism, and in this episode I'm hoping that you shed some light on the benefits of veganism. So the first question I have for you is that a lot of people believe that somehow animal protein is the most superior kind of protein and that it is essential for staying fitter, especially for bodybuilders and people who want a more athletic frame. Well, what do you have to say about that?
So, first of all, there's no question that one bowl of dal versus that much meat, the meat will definitely have more protein, there's no question about it.
Okay.
But the important thing is how much are you digesting, number one.
Right.
Number two, how much do you need? Most people don't really know what their protein requirement is. It's dependent on your activity level, age and your gender. And it's very possible to make an incomplete protein, which is our plant protein, by combining it correctly. So as long as you combine, your dal with your rice, as long as you put seeds, nuts with your food, you use tofu, you use sprouts, nuts, seeds, you can pretty much build a body on a protein, plant protein. In fact, a lot of athletes, a lot of professional mountaineers, bodybuilders are switching to a plant-based diet just because the recovery is better. Because remember, to digest that much protein, it also takes something out of you. While with plant protein, you get the benefit and it doesn't, you don't need that much time for recovery.
Right. How does one determine the amount of protein they need?
So it's usually, for an athlete, it would be more than 1 gram per kilo of your body weight.
Right.
For a person who's sedentary, 0.8 is also enough. And for somebody who's into heavy workouts or whatever, between 1.2 to 1.5 or up to 2 grams is well.
Okay.
So a good way would be to log it in, use something like a chronometer where you write down what you're eating, and then once you know how much you're actually consuming, if need be, you can add more.
Okay.
And for people who are working out, whey protein was obviously the preferred choice earlier. And I'm not someone who says you have to have plant-based protein powder or shakes. But if that's your concern and you're not able to get all your protein in, you can have it in a liquid form after a workout with a clean plant-powered protein.
Right.
Like a supplement.
Yeah, shake. There's a lot of options now. A lot of options. Different flavors, and it's very accessible to a normal. People also think that this is just something accessible to stars. It's not true.
No, and if people are spending on whey protein, they spend on plant-based protein powder. If at all you need it.
Yeah. Another question I have for you is a lot of people feel that vegans are always malnourished, that they always have a protein deficit, a calcium deficit, and somehow they will be tired and malnourished. Is that true?
I think what has happened is a lot of people have turned vegan without taking proper guidance.
Yeah.
So sometimes also, if it appeals to you at an ethical level, sometimes people make it like a cold turkey, like just drop everything and they make a drastic change, and that's why sometimes the gut bacteria doesn't get enough time to adjust, and it can lead to malnourishment if you're not careful about what you're eating. Like I said, if you become an unhealthy vegan who's eating a lot of processed plant food, out of packets, chips, fried food, cold drinks, etc., you're not going to get your nutrients.
Right.
It has to contain enough antioxidants, enough of protein, carbohydrates, fats, and the specific ones, like we've been talking about, whether it's calcium, whether it's iron, whether it's B12, whether it's omega-3, all need to be had through diet, which can come with talking to a nutrition person, getting proper help, and where required, supplementation is required. Because let's understand today, actually, people are not healthy in the first place. But the minute you talk of being vegan, everybody starts becoming a nutritionist to you. I love seeing the before and afters. When people come to me itself, they're deficient. When they're on animal foods.
Oh, okay. Right.
So basically, as a generation, we are more into ordering out. Our soil is not anymore as nutrient. So obviously, our food lacks those nutrients. A lot of chemicals are added to our food, so our body gets those chemicals. So pretty much nobody's enjoying a great state of health in any case. And then when you take something like being plant-based or vegan and you do it drastically and don't take enough guidance, then you can fall short. But is it impossible? Absolutely not. Is it doable? Yes, you just need to educate yourself.
Right. So, in fact, in my life also, I've trained with so many different different trainers and in different forms, like I did everything from ashdown to calorie bulk. I've done obviously conditioning training and weight training and the works, Every trainer had one thing to say, that for omega-3 fatty acids, which is very important for you, you have to have fish oil, What do we do with that? Is there a solve to that at all?
Yes, there is a solve. So firstly, let's understand there's something called omega-6 and omega-3 ratio.
Right.
When you consume a lot of refined oil, your omega-6 is high, which makes your omega-3 requirement high. Once you reduce your oil consumption, your omega-3 requirement reduces.
Okay.
Now, how do you get what you need from a plant-based source if you don't want to take fish oil? You get it from walnuts, flax seeds, hemp seeds. Obviously, it's not as potent as fish oil, but if you realize the importance of being plant-based for all the reasons, environmental, ethical, or for your health, you can also take an omega-3 supplement if required.
Right.
So it really depends on what stage of life you're at, how much you're exercising, but if you reduce your oil consumption, pretty much your omega-3 can be met easily with nuts, seeds, and it requires supplementation.
Right. Also, one thing, everybody who is inclined towards veganism, but they don't know where to go and maybe don't have access to, experts and, maybe great consultants like yourself. What would you say is, like vegan for dummies? Like,
yes.
What would you say is their source material where they can
there are lots of websites actually which give you like starter kits to be vegan. In fact, my own website, I have a lot of resources. Most people have told me that they've not finished reading a lot of the stuff that's there. It's vinitacontractor.com, you can check that. And if you just Google vegan kickstart guide, you will get information. You will get specific to India as well. The Vita India page also has specific to India. It's no longer something you have to search very hard for. You get it very easily. But I would recommend, if you're serious about it, just get a basic blood test done so you know where you were before you started. So you don't blame it on the diet. You understand where you're heading.
So basic blood test, you mean to say that basic blood test is the blood count? Right?
Yes, your CBC, that's your
CBC, right?
CBC, B12, B3. Nowadays, anyway, with COVID, people are taking blood tests once a year to just know where they are. Find out what your level of health is to begin with, and then take it from there.
Right. And Vinita, one thing I wanted to ask you is that when we speak about veganism, why do you think we were having this conversation between our teams that it's in fact, something that is also healthier and it reduces heart issues, cardiac issues and diabetes even. Would you please speak a little bit about that?
Yes. So, if those of you are not aware, I must tell you the biggest benefit that you can possibly have from a health perspective: diabetes, cholesterol, hypertension, and obesity. These are 4 things which are reversible on a plant-based, healthy plant-based diet. And the other issues which people are facing, which are PCOS, thyroid, or autoimmune conditions, can definitely reduce, or the levels can get better. So those you cannot be as, those are not something that we can be 100% sure they get reversed, but your levels will definitely improve being on a plant-based diet. So health-wise, your body's going to thank you.
And all these agents are, I feel, becoming so rampant and so common.
Yes.
Really, everyone I know has PCOS.
Yes.
PCOS. Another thing I wanted to ask you is that for people who want to reach out to you personally, which I'm sure so many of our viewers would want to, where can they reach you for a personal consultation?
So my website, just vinitacontractor.com, all the details are on the different programs, everything is on there. I did want to add one thing in context to what we spoke earlier about the environment and how people who are the ones who have their doubts about veganism being really sustainable. Let's also understand the general policy should be reduce as much as you can.
Yeah.
Now, if you become vegan and then you keep buying too many products, okay, that results in use of plastic.
Yeah.
So what happens when you buy too many packaged items which are like mock meat, for example, or plant-based cheese, all of those things. It should not become another big, just an industry where consumerism as its base, because then it kind of defeats the purpose. Deforestation will be taken care of, but then we don't want like more plastic, more products happening.
So true. How do you evade that? How do you skip that?
being mindful, being a little aware. Like there's, they say, there's enough for everybody's need, for not everyone's need. So you really need so many clothes.
Yeah.
Clothes are so polluting.
Yeah.
We really need so many. I mean, if we eat a simple, very Indian diet, also you can be very healthy. We don't need to spend on superfoods which have come from so far, or fruits which have come from so far. Who needs goji berry when you have amla here?
Yeah.
Why do you need quinoa when you have amaranth here?
Wow.
So do simple things which make sense logically, and you won't, burn a hole in your pocket. And at the same time, don't go overboard saying, I'm vegan, so I need to buy avocado, and I need to buy chia seeds, and I need to buy,
So avocados have become like the go-to superfood.
Not required. Coconut cream, malai, or the coconut is equally good.
Oh wow!
I mean, have an avocado.
Yeah.
Because you like it, but it's not like without that you
are not
body
vegan.
will not be.
So what would you say are your top 5 vegan superfoods, or just vegan foods which are good?
So I would say sprouts, fruits, especially vitamin C rich fruits,
Right.
because those help combine your iron better.
Okay.
So when you talk of being off animal based foods which have more easy to absorb iron, if you want to make your plant based iron more absorbable, you need to have more vitamin C.
Okay.
So I would say sprouts, fruits which are vitamin C rich, brown rice and millet, both could be like a grain, brown rice or millet, tofu, and very important, probiotic rich foods. So like a sauerkraut or a plant-based dahi or a kanji.
Yeah. Also, Vinita ma'am, I wanted to ask you that there's this whole instruction that pregnant women are given almost that it's not healthy for them to be on a vegan diet when they're pregnant. It's not healthy for the baby, it's not healthy for them.
Yes.
Is there any truth to that?
So I would say if you're somebody who hasn't been vegan for long and suddenly does it during pregnancy, you might find that you've not figured everything out, and that can be a little stressful. It's not impossible. If you have the right doctor, a supportive doctor, and somebody who can help you with your nutrition, you can absolutely do it. In fact, my second pregnancy was a vegan pregnancy. I didn't even know that time veganism didn't exist as a tag then.
Right.
So my son is now 13, so 14 years ago I had a vegan pregnancy. My children for the last 5 years are vegan, and they're strapping, strong boys who don't fall sick often. They're athletic. In fact, they don't fall sick that often. And I mean, they've had their share of being, teased and kind of questioned. But I always tell anybody in the family also ask. Try and outrun them and
Oh, that's another thing even I have faced, friends mocking me as like, oh, you little sissy, you little vegetarian, etc. I think it's become a little, I don't know, it's become parallel to like the little sissy.
I think there's association of meat with manliness.
Yes.
And strength, being tough and being this. So just for all you guys who might have that thought, please know that the British bodybuilding team, a big chunk, I think 80% of them are vegan. Okay, Djokovic is vegan, Serena Williams is vegan. There's so many athletes who prefer vegan diet because it's great for their performance. And I'll tell you one more thing: you might enter the door because of your health, but it's not long before you get sensitive and aware about the other reasons why people choose to be plant-based.
Another query I had for you was for a lot of us professionals now, our lifestyle is so vagabond and we're constantly traveling, not just in the entertainment business but also in the corporate world, and athletes and entrepreneurs. A lot of times we face this challenge that especially when traveling to European countries, people say that, there's meat in everything. How are you going to escape eating meat? So how do we want to sort of stick to a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet? How do we
So, like when you say European countries, yes, I agree, it can be a little challenging, but things are changing. In India, so I'm an avid traveler, I travel with my kids, which means they are hungry more often than adults. So you can get a little disciplined firstly. Right. You first do your research before you're going somewhere as to where you can find things. There's a very nice app called Happy Cow.
Oh, okay.
So you can just go where you are and you connect to the Wi-Fi and it will show you which places are closest to you with serving food. And it's a very updated app. In India, I've never had a problem because all you need to say is do the allergy there and they will give you food. Tell them ghee nahi chahiye, paneer nahi chahiye, dahi nahi chahiye. They will give you food in India anywhere. In Asia, I don't find it difficult at all. Like Thailand, Singapore, all these places because there is awareness. In US, in UK also, it's very, very common place to find vegan items marked on the menu. Yes, in Europe, in some parts, it can be challenging, which is why if you carry things along with you and do a little bit of research in advance, you will find stuff.
Right.
And you know, I think there's so many things in life that we do which are not exactly convenient, but because you want to do them, you find a way. So if it's like someone saying, you know, I don't know what I'll do when I'm there. Get there, and if it's the reason is strong enough, to figure a way.
So true. I think that applies to pretty much everything.
Yes.
So there you have it, guys. And even for me, like I used to be very stressed, but now I'm going to pre-pack my food and carry my berries and carry some great, you know,
granola bars or
khakra. So true. So true. So there we have us all. Well, Vinita, it's been incredible and so enlightening, these these answers from you and these two-part series, and I can't thank you enough for making time for my show. And I'm sure that our audience is going to definitely turn to not only a more compassionate choice that is veganism, but also a choice which is healthier as for everything that we've said. I really thank you for being with me on Cooking with Kenisha, and I look forward to meeting you offline also, and I wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys. This is me, Kenisha, signing off from my episode. I hope you've enjoyed these 2 episodes on veganism. I'll come back to you on the next episode with another workout and some more interesting nutrition-based episodes and nuggets. So stay tuned only on my YouTube channel to Cooking with Kenisha.